It's cold, I'm wet, I don't know what this stuff is. And then they wrap them up and calm them down or calm her down when they wipe them clean and put that soft blanket around them and lay them in the mama's breast. The cry goes to, because you're comfortable now. The circumstances when you came out were abrupt, but now the circumstances have changed. And so now that things have calmed down, you feel a little bit better about where you are. Well, throughout life, we send out cries because we don't understand our circumstances. We're not happy with the situation. Well, here you have Joseph, baby boy. So many of you have baby brothers and baby sisters. Somehow it seems that they get more attention than everybody else. And so you get mad at them because of the way your mama and dad treat them over you. Never once had you considered that maybe because you're older, you don't need as much attention. The problem is you still want just as much attention as you got when you was their age. And so therefore you began to act out because your circumstances aren't the way you want them to be. And so here it is, but now to add insult to injury, Joseph was special. He was a dreamer. Oh, we don't like dreamers. Dreamers start too much trouble. We out here working, trying to make sure everything is on the table to be ate and clothes on our back, and here you come dreaming. Not only are you daddy's favorite, but you got the time to dream. And the dad don't make it no better because he gave him a coat of many colors. So this coat was establishing his precedence over his older brothers. And so even if they could have saw the fact that he was a younger and needed more attention, the fact was that he was even throwing it back in our face, and my father helped it out. So parents, you got to be careful when you're creating circumstances in your children's lives. You have to have an equal amount of love. Even if you don't, you better show it somehow. Don't show no signs, don't play no favors. I'm to the point where if I whip one, I'll just whip all three of them. Why I'm getting in trouble? Just because you was with them. I want to make sure you realize there's equal treatment. They're not too happy about it. But the circumstances are even. I don't really do that. I need to. But we have to establish a precedent in our homes to push our children as well as ourselves toward finding out, why am I here? What is my ultimate purpose? Have I come just to eat, live, I won't say the other word, and die? No. There is more to you than just every breath that you take. The problem is we don't think that way. We have let our circumstances define who we are. I live in a bad neighborhood. Who made it a bad neighborhood? The residents that live there. The circumstance says that I'm in a housing project. I don't pay much to live here. And I don't have no real ownership because I'm not having to work hard to maintain where I stay. And the mentality of the circumstance says that since I really am living here free, I don't care about this place. And if the next home feels that way and the next home feels that way, all of a sudden you'll start seeing trash piling up outside the homes. Because you have been succumbed to your circumstance. Now, that same situation where somebody begins to take pride in what they have, and one folk begin to pick up their trash, and everybody begins to clean up their spot, and We got folks looking out for one another in the neighborhood. We make sure no drug dealers come down the way. Don't you realize that the circumstance that will change that environment starts with us? Well. But we get so caught up in the fact that this is how we're supposed to be. This is where we live. This is what we do. Same thing in the rich neighborhoods. Privileged. We got money. We got folks to come and pick up our trash. We got all the things that we need. Big screen TVs, 4 or 5 cars out in the parking lot. Parents ain't nowhere near home to raise their children. Wonder why children are going crazy, committing suicide. Mom and daddy working 80 hours a week just to keep up with the Joneses. But they got a lifestyle that's nice, so seemingly. But you ask any child, what would you rather have, money or my mother and father? Mother and father won't come out to the games. Mother and father won't take them to where they need to go. When they take them somewhere, they do what? Drop them off. There's a disconnect. The circumstance says I'm on my own. So I'm going to live like I'm on my own. Pull out the alcohol out the cabinets. Mama and daddy don't got no lock on them. They're not there to watch. I'm going to be mama and daddy. Then you put those kids with the kids who have not, and the kids who have not think they missing out on something, and vice versa. The rich folk want to be like the hood, and the hood want to be like the rich folk. People wearing their pants way down, walking around with a jailhouse mentality. The circumstances are messed up. Nobody's striving for a purpose. Joseph, go meet your brothers. So he go out there to the field where they are, hard at work. Verse 5 says, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren. They hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field. And lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaf stood around about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? So they understood the dream. And they hated him yet the more of his dreams and for his words. Then he had the nerve to dream another dream. And he dreamed yet another dream and told it his brethren, and he just couldn't keep his mouth closed. There was something about these dreams that he had to tell. Because a dream, see, sometimes we get dreams that we really don't understand. And we don't seek to find out what the dream may have meant. Sometimes the dream don't mean a thing. But other times a dream may mean it's time for me to get up and start being about something. And so if you take note of your dream, because see, the problem is that when you get the dream and the idea is fresh in your mind, you so lazy, we get lazy, that we don't want to get up and record this dream. We say to ourselves, we'll remember it in the morning. The morning comes and you can't even remember what the dream was. I was given a book to write. I had the whole plot, theme, everything, characters, all in my dream. Had I wrote the book, might have been a bestseller today. The problem was I was too lazy to get out of bed and write the main ideas of the book down. So when it finally time came to write, I didn't know what to write about. And it wasn't as good as what the dream was. Sometimes you got to get a little bit uncomfortable to seek out your purpose. Sometimes God will call you in the middle of the night when you dead tired. Say, get up. Time to read a word. Get up. Time to pray some more. Get up. Time to memorize. I know it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but you need to memorize the scripture because tomorrow you got some stuff coming and I want you to be prepared, so I need you to get up right now She said, no, I'm going to roll back over because the alarm clock says it's 2 in the morning.